mind when you hear the word stress? When I think of the word stress, automatically I think of a time when I had tons of homework. I had an Athens study guide to begin for social studies. I had to research for a Greek city-state. I had to complete digits for math class. I also had to finish a worksheet for math. I had to create a screencastify for science. That night, I had 2.5 hours of homework. I was so stressed, I thought I wasn't going to finish it. It was completely dreadful, and I knew I never wanted to go through that again. According to the American Physiological Association, in 2017, 59% of Americans say stress is affecting our nation. They say this is happening because of our economy, high taxes, and our crime. Stress can affect teens too. 31% of teens say their stress has increased this past year. Stress can affect their health. Their health. For instance, stress can keep them up at night. If something is on their mind, they might find it harder to relax or go to sleep. This can then lead to them having a headache in the morning. When teens are stressed, they tend to eat junk food more often. Some may go as far as skipping a meal. Stress may even affect their social relationships. According to Choice magazine, 1 in every 4 students will snap at their fellow classmates because they are stressed. Stress also affects their education. 1 in 10 students even say their grades are lower because they are stressed. Your grades go towards your GPA. For instance, if you have all A's in your classes, you will have a 4.0 GPA. But why does GPA even matter? Your GPA matters because your GPA can help you get into college. If you have a good GPA, you're more likely to get into a better college. But why? Why do we have stress? Stress happens when people are overloaded or struggling to cope with too many demands. Demands for some of us could include homework, sports, or maybe even drama with friends. Demands for our teachers could include grading, planning, or attending a meeting. Stress most definitely has its drawbacks. After all, we typically try to avoid feeling stressed, right? But I like to argue that we shouldn't avoid stress. Maybe certain types of stress are good for us. Today I'm encouraging you to accept stress as part of the human experience. I encourage you to do this because stress is natural. Without some kind of stress, we might not survive. 2 major kinds of stress are negative and positive stress. Falling into those 2 kinds of stress are the drawbacks and the benefits. Indeed, there is such thing as negative stress. Negative stress is like bad stress. It isn't good or positive. Negative stress is usually really unpleasant. Like when I lost my great-grandpa, it affected me for a long time and still affects me to this day. Or maybe when you become sick and have to stay at the hospital until you're feeling better. Unlike improving your performance, negative stress decreases it. What this means is if your stress is not exciting or good, then you can be weaker or more boring and not want to do anything. If you are so stressed and it's just too much, you probably want to take a bath in all the eucalyptus you can find at Bath and Body Works to relieve your stress. But we can't do this. We have to accept the fact that we are stressed for a certain reason, and we just need to breathe and continue on. Negative stress can be short-term, but is more likely to be long-term. Usually, negative stress causes anxiety or concern. Negative stress may also lead to mental and physical problems. Stress definitely has its drawbacks. For instance, your blood pressure and pulse rate can rise to a number way beyond what they should be. This can then lead to a stroke. Researchers found that jobs with high demands and low control, such as a waitress or even a nurse aide, were associated with a 22% increased risk of stroke compared to jobs with low demand and high control. So if you're in a situation where you don't have much control over what you are doing, then there is increased risk of stroke. You could start to lose your breath so easily. You feel like you just ran a mile from just simply standing up to get a drink of water. Your muscles could even become super tense. This is a sign of stress overload. There's way more that can happen from stress overload, but these are just a few of the main signs. Positive stress is the opposite of negative stress. This kind of stress feels good. It's almost like a happy moment. Positive stress also improves your performance. It will make you feel like getting up and doing something, like a boost of energy. Positive stress is short term, like when my baby sister was born, or when you move to a new city. It does not last for a long period of time. Positive stress is only good occasionally. I say this because you can get addicted to it. This is called dopamine. For example, if you post an Instagram picture of a cute outfit that you got and you're checking your phone every 2 minutes to see how many likes it got, and you keep noticing that you're getting more likes as time passes. This will make you feel good, but it may make you feel too good. From here, things could go downhill. Let's say one day you post a picture and no one is liking or commenting on it. This will then lead to negative stress because you're so worried about why no one is liking your picture. You will start to think that no one likes you, and that could lead to depression. So only small doses of positive stress are good. Just like positive stress, in small doses, stress does have its advantages. One benefit of stress is that stress is a vital warning system, producing the fight or flight response. Fight or flight response, what is that? The fight or flight response is a physiological reaction that occurs in response to a perceived harmful event, attack, or threat to survival. When your brain perceives any kind of stress, it will flood your body with epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol. Believe it or not, stress can help you accomplish more tasks more efficiently. It's almost like a burst of energy that advises you on what to do and when to do it. Manageable stress can increase alertness and your performance. By encouraging stem cells that become brain cells, stress improves your memory. The increase of stem cells and neuron generation makes sense from an adaptive point of view. For example, let's say you were taking a walk down an alley and someone threatens you or looks suspicious or dangerous. It is important to remember which alley you're walking in so next time you can avoid that alley. As you can see, stress is key to survival. We must accept stress before approaching it. What I'm trying to say is that stress is all a part of our human experience. We need to accept stress before we all just jump into our pools of eucalyptus.